ladies and gentlemen, to the Fighting Couch Potatoes. I'm Liquid Gold Steve, and today I have a special guest, Mrs. Slice.
What's up, guys? I am Liquid Gold Steve's wife. They call me Mrs. Slice, and I also like to think I am the better half of the marriage.
I'm the better half, and an old head, Kadawfi Crush.
We about to take the ladder out the swimming pools today, y'all.
If you didn't get it by the music or what Kadawfi just said, we're talking about The Sims 4 today. I'm just going to say I've really never played The Sims. I played Sims 2, I think, on the Game Boy Advance.
That was the one, though. Sims 2 was the one.
With the area on the alien base on the side. But you made your one person. And I didn't get too far into it. I played the story and that was about it. But Kadawfi, Yes It's Jess, and Mrs. Slice have been begging me to play Sims 4. So I tried it. And I gotta say, it's alright.
Right.
It's alright.
You know you addicted. Stop playing.
I'm not addicted. It's a really good game.
How many times during the day do you think about the Roman Empire? How many times a day
Never.
do you think about the Sims? Do you think about your Sims character?
Today I played on my I was on my day off, so I played like every 2 hours. Like I would play a little bit of my
So
other
while
games.
you're at work, though,
I get home and play my other games.
while you're at work, you don't think
at
about
work?
playing the Sims at all. Like, during your normal day to day, do you think about, since you started playing Sims during your normal day to day? Do you think about your Sim and playing some Sims?
Once or twice,
You're
but not every day.
You're getting addicted, sir.
No, I'm not.
You're becoming addicted.
All right, so let's bring
I can quit
in.
anytime.
I can quit anytime. I can quit at any time. Mrs. Slice, how long have you played Sims?
I've been playing Sims since I was like 9 or some shit, man. My mama had it on her computer, and I played it one day, and I was like, this shit nice. And I got addicted from there. It's an unhealthy obsession.
Do you like everything about The Sims, or do you have any dislikes?
So there's different cheats that you can use for certain things. So like probably one of my biggest pet peeves is when I'm building a house. If I want something catty corner in a damn corner, it should let me do that. But it doesn't. You have to stay within the parameters of the grid of the object, which severely irritates me. Because if I want to put something catty corner in a corner and it's like a little shelf, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be adorable, but it won't fit in the corner, my eyes start to twitch a little bit.
We'll get to the furniture in a second, because I kind of feel your same way about if you want to put a certain thing in a certain place, it won't work right, and it looks kind of goofy.
Yeah, there's like certain furnitures that are like set up for like just to be in the corner, and it sucks when you can't put something flat back into a corner.
Because you got to be in the parameters of it.
Right. It's like, man, fuck that square.
It's almost kind of like when you're like a very OCD person and you like things very neat and tidy, and no matter what you do, it will not be neat and tidy.
Right.
And it, like I said, it makes your eye twitch, makes you slightly homicidal. It's like the vacuum lines on your floor.
Oh, man.
Step on my vacuum lines, I'm going to kill you.
Or like somebody leaving the cabinets open. And I'm short and my face is like, I catch that corner every time.
Or, you got your tall ass husband putting a bowl up somewhere where he knows that you cannot reach it.
Kadawfi Crush, how long have you played Sims?
I've only ever actually played Sims 4. I used to have a buddy, Brother Dave. You've heard about him on this podcast. He used to play The Sims 2. And he used to really get into it, and I didn't really like it. I played it a little bit. Like, I think he gave me like infinite money, and I was buying like diamond rings or something to like get some girl to like me. I don't know.
Just
like,
bought her a whole, like she had 10 diamond rings on her hand.
She had like 100, because you got to go through like, you got to get them all the way up to, full romance.
Then flirt with them, goddammit.
Fuck that. Give him a diamond ring. Like, hey, I like you, right? Here's a diamond.
I met a girl in Sims 4 like that.
But as far as like Sims 4 is concerned, that's the one I've actually sat down and played. And that's actually really, really fun. I've only created one character. Like, I've never created like little side characters. or like family. I've just created, well, I guess technically two. I created one character, and his name is Reggie Gonzalez. Reggie Gonzalez has been around for what seems like 100 sim years. Like the neighborhood that you start off the game with, everybody's died since then. Like nobody, everybody's different and brand new.
New people,
all kinds of new people. He's been, like I said, he's been around for like 100 years. He's been a celebrity. He's a wizard. He's an artist. He's an architect. Not an architect. He's a geologist. He's a researcher. He's a singer.
So pretty much what you did was you dropped every career and was like, I can do it every year.
That's the thing. I never like pick a career with this dude. Like I picked one career finally, but it was after I had already learned how to build a rocket ship, and I pretty much joined NASA and I go on space adventures
Immediately, just like you build a rocket ship, NASA's gonna hire you.
Yeah, close enough. Going to space.
I still had to start from the bottom, you know. I had to start from the bottom.
They were like, I'm not gonna call you an intern, but how the fuck did you make this?
Like now I go in space and stuff, and like, you know, that comes at a cost. You start fucking around in space, and you start bringing stuff back with you from space.
So Slice, he says he only made one, and from what I've seen over your shoulder, I've seen at least like 1,000 families.
Bruh,
So
I
like,
have got families upon people. I have one specific house that's dedicated. It's called the 100 Baby Challenge. So I've got like this one chick, and she's got like 1,000 little crotch goblins running around.
do you like have to give them up after a while, or just like
I mean, it depends on, you know, their personality and stuff like that. I'm a very big vibe person, so if I end up having a kid and it looks like the seat of fucking Chucky, that's gotta go.
So
Out the door
if you made
to the adoption
so
agency.
you can be a murderer. The wife can be a murderer.
Who said anything about murdering? I said adopting.
No, I'm saying the wife can be a murderer, but if the seed comes out looking like a murder child,
Oh yeah, that's gotta go.
it's got to go.
We got a family image
so
to keep
it's
up.
not gonna kill me. I ain't gonna die today,
Nah,
and I can't kill no child.
We got a family image to keep up.
So how long do you keep these people? Because how Reggie is, he's 100 years old.
Yeah, to me, it really all just depends on the mood and then like how quick I get bored with them.
So like 48 hours, sim hours.
48 hours.
That's
Maybe
2 days.
it can be anywhere from 48 hours. I could have them alive for years. I've had ones that've only been alive for an hour.
Like a sim hour.
Yes.
Or you made a whole family and then just deleted them.
Well, we'll go with delete.
You know, like Sims is like the personal god simulator.
And
Is what it is. And Kimberly is and will always be a god of destruction. Look at her.
You're welcome.
Kimberly is all about killing some shit. She's like, I'm gonna make this just to break it.
Just to break it.
And I can break it because it's mine.
So I made my first sim, Julian Buckner, with the skinniest arms. Got a mohawk. Damn, he looks like a hipster country boy. He might be the newest hipster country boy.
Yee fella, huh?
Yeah, pasty white too and everything. Goes fishing every once in a while.
Looks like he fucks his sister.
Hey, he doesn't do that. He's actually got a girlfriend.
Yeah, it's a sister.
No,
Aunt.
no, her name is Zoe Patel. Because I had to pick. I was like, perfect. There was another girl, Azil Pancakes, and I was like, I would get her for the name
Eliza Pancakes.
Eliza Pancakes. Azil.
Eliza.
Do me a try this.
So there. So there are certain people that like come with the game, like when you first turn a new world on.
Yeah.
And like Eliza Pancakes, Bob Pancakes,
The Goth family.
the Goth family, Bella Goth, and the other ones.
I saw the team.
Mortimer Goth.
Yeah, Monomer.
There is Alex Moyer. She's always there. If you haven't seen her yet, she has every job ever. If you ever go into a store or a kiosk, Alex is the one serving you.
I found
Vladimir, whatever, blah blah blah, whatever his last name is, the original vampire, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is, but his name is Sebastian Renatari, and that's my rival.
That's your rival.
He looks like Tony Stark to me. He looks like a Wish.com Tony Stark. So I met Johnny. I met Johnny Zest.
Johnny Zest.
I met Johnny Zest. He's actually enemies with me.
So speaking of enemies, yes, it's Jess used to play a good bit, and there was this guy that she would always kind of go for, Don Lothario.
Why Don Lothario?
What's up, guys? So Don Lothario. Well, y'all never introduced me. That
is true.
In my personal
Jess is Jess.
what's up, guys?
Her name is Jess.
My name is Jeff.
So in my personal opinion, I just think that Don Lothario is the most attractive county in the game.
In the game, all the people in this place. That's the
You mean
man.
male townie or just in general?
Oh, Mailtown.
Oh, because I'm about to say Caliente.
She got a nice rack on her.
Bruh, Caliente.
He lives with the Calientes.
Does he?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, so something's up.
That's why I always beef with Lothario. I always beef with Lothario.
I always wondered about that. But yeah, they all live together.
They all live together.
Curious situation.
Sure. See, like there's storyline going on in The Sims, but you kind of gotta fuck around a little bit.
That's why you can gossip.
You gossip and you talk to a lot of people. Like there's, like I said, there are a lot of people that show up a lot. Is there any favorite NPCs that you two might have?
I'd probably say the vampire dude, Vlad.
The OG?
Yeah, because I'd be fighting him all the time.
You have vampire fights with the OG?
Hell yeah! He think he could walk up in my house like he owned the place or come up in my yard.
He's strong as a bitch, though, ain't he?
I mean, he thinks he is, but that's what mods are for.
Just because he'll work her ass out.
She got 10 million strength.
Stretch her ass out.
I also have a favorite stray dog from the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. There's a stray dog named Blue.
Oh man,
Blue
I love
Blue.
Blue. He's so cute.
Oh man,
I didn't know you could
You like
pick
Blue?
up a stray.
Yes.
You like Blue?
Yes, I like Blue.
Good. I'm glad you do because Blue be shitting in my yard.
Fuck Blue.
And of course, Mayor Whiskers. Mayor Whiskers.
I like Mayor Whiskers, but Blue likes to come up on my front porch and shit in front of the door.
Fuck him.
I didn't know that there were adoptable like pets.
Yeah, there's stray dogs and cats all over the what was the
Brindleton Bay.
Yeah.
Brindleton Bay.
Well,
yeah.
you can also, with the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, they included the ability to give your lot a trait that will allow stray cats and dogs to spawn on that lot.
Same thing with the cottage living. You can get traits for like wild foxes and rabbits and stuff like that.
Because you can adopt those too, can't you?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you
not
can
without mods.
No, not
slice.
Leave me alone. Without mods, you can. They have options like in the create a sim. You can actually make one of your pets a fox. You can have a raccoon, trash panda, something along those lines.
What I'm hearing is there's a lot more to Sims than just the 3 worlds that I've done or have.
Yeah.
And just the base game. Like there's a lot of extra shit that you can do, or even just environmental things that can happen. Like the stray dogs and cats, which is pretty cool to have. And
there's like certain bars you can go to. I forget which one it was, which town it was in, but like go into the bar and almost every night there's a fucking ghost showing up in the bar and doing shit. Like destroying the sink, breaking the toilets and shit. Like,
what?
Oh yeah.
Why does a ghost
so bars, if you've ever played long enough, you'll notice that they'll have like ghost night or ladies night or night.
What's
and,
a
and
night
when you
snack?
go on like night snack, for example, you'll see lots of Sims there dressed up as a knight,
Mhm.
as a knight in
Oh,
armor.
okay.
Because like
Yeah.
you can also get like costumes for like Halloween parties and stuff. Or what's it called? Is it Halloween in Sims? What's it called?
Costume party.
No,
Costume
'cause it-
party.
Yeah,
There's
it's a costume party. They don't have.
Because Thanksgiving's like something. Because I saw it in my refrigerator to cook.
Harvest Fest.
It wasn't Harvard. No, that's Stardew Valley.
Oh.
It's like Grumple Day or something.
When's
Gobble
that?
Day?
Grumple Day or something. It's something like that.
I don't remember what it
I
was
don't know.
like. What the event itself is called. But I know you could like also make your own events.
Oh yeah, you just
So
have to pay money. Like
You know,
business.
everything costs a little bit of paper.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
You
But
make holidays and shit, and
One of my favorites is with the Sims 4 Get to Work expansion. You can give your sim, you put your sim in the scientist career, and at a certain level of the career, your sim gains the ability to create a satellite dish, and you can put that satellite dish on your lot at home. And when you do that, your sim has a chance of being abducted by aliens. And if you have a male sim in particular, and your male sim gets abducted, there's a chance he'll come back pregnant with an alien baby.
Really?
That is one of my favorite little tidbits.
yeah, I'm
so
sure.
you've never done that, I guess.
Mm-mm.
I'm sure it's one of your favorite little tidbits because she explained that to me, and I was like, "What are the odds?" Reggie built spaceship. Reggie launched spaceship. Reggie come back pregnant. So uniquely, my dude Reggie Gonzalez has 2 baby mamas, and he's number 2. He's baby mama number 2.
It's Jamie Foxx playing.
He's given birth to two alien babies. I got rid of one of them. Sent it back to its homeworld, but I kept the other one. She was really cute and she wasn't blue. I know it's a little alien racist, but whatever.
That's racism.
She wasn't blue, and her little name is Maylin
That's cute.
Gonzalez.
Maylin Gonzalez. Is that only you can only do or build that satellite with the scientist perk or scientist job line? Can you do it somewhere? Like I was asking Kadawfi earlier, or telling him that one of my aspirations is to own a spaceship or like a rocket ship. And I only looked up and saw that it was for a job. You had to wait till like level 10 of a job. But he told me there's things that you can go to and buy one, or at least the building parts.
Yeah, so I mean, you can go to build mode and buy a rocket ship landing pad, and when you put that on your lot, then your sim can go to that landing pad and they'll build a rocket ship on it. You don't necessarily have to be in the scientist career to do that. As far as the satellite dish goes, as far as I'm aware, I believe you do have to be in the scientist career to gain access to that satellite dish, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've never seen that satellite dish. I don't think I'm part of the science career with Reggie. I think his only job that he's ever had is a NASA dude. NASA fella. Spaceman. Space cowboy.
What the fuck?
Do any of you have favorite careers to put your Sims in, like a go-to or?
I don't think Slice can actually answer this question because I think she just puts them on go to work mode.
No.
No, you actually go to work with these Sims.
No.
No,
Yes, I go to work with them.
what do they do then, other than murder their family?
I've got one that's a surgeon. I have one that owns a vet clinic. If you're bringing in mods, I have one that owns a strip club, and then I also have one that runs a prostitution ring, and then I have a drug dealer.
out of those three, what's your favorite? which one is the best? Is it just the prostitute?
Probably the stripper. I like the stripper because she owns her business. She makes her money, and she get on the pole when she needs to too. And they be throwing money at her.
I can't even. How do you?
I can't even. You just have the wildest mods. You just have the wildest mods.
I just need everybody to know, like this truly is Liquid Gold's wife, and I think it shows. I think this episode is really going to show, because Desert Punk.
Oh,
she only watched 8 episodes.
Not her, you.
But she watched Redo of the Healer and she liked it.
Redo of the Healer. Right. These two. I'd be terrified to see what their anime playlist looks like.
Oh yeah, it's dark.
Reincarnation.
Oh yeah, it's dark.
Horrible. I mean, fruit salad. What was it? Food salad. Food
Wars.
Food Wars. Oh, that shit's funny.
No, Food Wars was actually pretty funny. It was a little PG for my taste. The difference between him and me is when he watches anime, he likes the story, whatever. I'm more of somebody like when I start watching an anime and somebody's not getting their face ripped off in the first 10 minutes, I don't care. I'm a little bit more sick and twisted than your friend here.
No, y'all are right at the same level. Just laterally different.
Laterally. I've only had one career, so I can't tell you the best one. But Secret Agent is a perfect pick. And that is actually, I would rather do Secret Agent or there's things in the career that's like, is there more careers by packs? Like, can you get more careers?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you can also get promotions in each career that you go to.
Yeah, I saw the promotions that you can even branch out to have like certain specialties, like your specialty to that career. It just seems it's not limiting, but I would want to. The next playthrough I'm gonna have is an unathletic athlete. I just want to see what happens. Like, never works out.
The laziest athlete ever.
Fattest guy ever, but he's an athlete. I want to see if you can actually do it. Like, I want to know if you can put your head down, even if you don't have the perks and the skills of that thing, and do
put
it.
your nose to the grindstone
and see what happens.
Them abs ain't shredded, but them rolls are buttered.
Well, Jess, is there any careers?
So I like to dabble a little bit in everything, just because I'm curious. I like to see what kinds of different social interactions are unlocked with the different skill levels and career levels that you unlock. I also like I like to see the different items and build mode that are unlocked throughout, and outfits and casts that are unlocked. So that's one thing that's fun for me. So I like to try a little bit of everything. But my personal favorite would probably have to be the criminal career. I just think it's funny that your sim can be a criminal for a living.
And make like what is it? It was like $9 an hour when you first start out, or some shit like that.
Something like that.
You're just kind of like a purse thief at that point, huh?
You're a tough guy.
When you first start off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just shake down the local businesses.
I wish you could go with your sim. Can you go with your sim in that?
So you can go with your sim to 4 careers. Okay. With the Get to Work expansion pack, you can go with your sim to the doctor career, the detective career, and the scientist career. And with the Sims 4 Get Famous expansion pack, you can go with your sim to the actress career.
Actor.
Or
star.
Yeah, acting career. You can also opt to be a freelancer where you are with your sim all the time. You're making money doing freelance work. They also have side jobs if you choose not to even have any kind of career whatsoever. There's so many different ways to make money in The Sims. It's crazy. It would be ridiculous to not
to be broke.
For your sim to be broke. That's got to be one lazy sim.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you could just, like I said earlier, you could just go to the bar, pick up a guitar, and just practice. And like as long as you're practicing, you're playing, and people are coming by, and they'll drop off a couple dollars. And the better you get, the more they'll drop, like $6, $10 every time somebody drops. And like the longer you're sitting in one location, more Sims spawn in that location. So more and more people will come up and tip you, and they'll come back and tip you again and again and again because they have infinite money.
So I think in that situation, and it's one of those things where like, money is a really good thing where like certain mods and cheats come in handy. So like, if you don't know, if you do the Control Shift C and you do Motherload, that's 50,000 simoleons. Rosebud is 2,000. Oh, 1,000. And then there is a mod and you download. It's called the MC Command Center, and that is probably like one of the most helpful mods I have because one, I'm lazy. My Sims lazy, absolutely. Do they want to work? Absolutely not. So I'll send the dad off to work because useless. But they do have it's called the Cheat Sim info, and you'll go click on that, and it's got your increased funds. I'm like 10 million right then and there. The max you can go is $900,999. They've got that. They've got ones where you can age up, age down. And then my favorite one is if you're tired of waiting, if you're somebody who doesn't like want your Sims to slowly increase their skills or anything like that, it's max all skills. It'll ask you if you're sure every single skill that is available to a Sim, it's maxed all the way, so you can do all the cool stuff you want without having to wait for it.
What the fuck? That takes away half of the fun.
Oh no, it does not.
The fun if you've never played Sim, or if like you still haven't really discovered. Because Kimberly's been playing. Slice has been playing Sims since she was 9, and like someone like you and I who really have only just begun really playing Sims, there's a lot to discover. Like I said, Reggie's been around for 10 million years, and like he didn't have a job for the first 9 million. Just found all kinds of different ways to make the paper.
And I don't necessarily recommend that for somebody who's just starting out with The Sims, because you want to get like the full experience of like their skill sets here. You're going to see what they do when their skill sets here, what it's going to do when it raises, or when you lose that certain skill. The MC mod is more so for people like me, I call veteran, who have played it for so many years. At this point, I'm old and I'm impatient. I'm not going to wait anymore.
Jess, do you do the same? Do you cheat your ass off?
So I have before. I have cheated before. I don't normally, to be honest with you. I like The Sims for the realistic side of it. Believe it or not, I enjoy making just a regular ass family that goes to work and has kids and enjoys the holidays together, things like that. I like to make holidays.
Make holidays.
Yeah, you can go in the calendar and create your own holidays. I think that's with. I'm not sure if that's base game now or if that was just with the seasons expansion.
I'm not sure. I don't have the seasons.
I can make an event. I can't make a. Well, I didn't look that well, but I know that I can make an event.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions. Can you be lazy enough to lose your house?
Oh yeah.
Can you be like a bum? Can you actually like be a bum?
I don't think you can lose your house.
You can't be
No, but they will.
Your electricity will get cut off and your water. But I don't think you ever get kicked out.
Yeah, you don't get like evicted. That was my fault. I spoke out my ass.
Nah, they send you the bill that morning. If it ain't paid by that afternoon, your shit's cut off.
Yeah.
I was just wondering because that's like I was like you get like I think every week.
And if you ever noticed, the land grabs.
Oh, it hasn't been.
If you're familiar with the land grab family, they're a townie family located in Oasis Springs, I believe.
And I'm in there.
They run
Nancy Land Grab.
They run the electricity company.
I tried to talk to her.
Nancy Land Grab, if you've ever noticed, is and I think her husband is too, actually, a secret agent.
Oh no shit.
Man, I should really be friends with them then.
An interesting tidbit, a piece of advice. from me to you as new players to The Sims. When you're in manage worlds where you can go in and see who lives where, read the little descriptions under each of the towns. It'll tell you little facts about them, and you'll see how it kind of ties together. There's a story there.
The whole, like, you can see the description of the world you're going in and the townies you're about to meet, or just the town itself.
When you click on a household to see who lives there, it'll give you a description of those Sims.
You just gotta read like it's Dark Souls.
Fuck that.
You just gotta turn the item over and read it. And like most of the items you gather have some sort of a description, or even like a place where they're categorized at, because a collection, if you will.
Hey man, I had to find my inventory, and it took a while. It finally took. I had stuff. I got like promoted and got free stuff, and was buying the shit. Like, what the fuck? It was like, it wasn't that big. It was like a chair, like a computer chair and some other shit. And I've already bought that shit for more money, and I'm like, man, why did I look at my inventory? Because they would even say you got some shit in your inventory, and never even look. I did have to find the build mode though.
So, Slice, have you been helping Steve at all?
Well, in much of his everyday life and on Sims, he's stubborn as shit. So, I do try to help, and usually it gets turned away, but when he's really, really stuck on something, he will ask me.
Yeah, like I'll ask, like, I haven't asked...
What'd that do?
I haven't asked those questions. She's just trying to talk.
Unga bunga.
Like, I've asked, like, job questions and, like, aspiration questions and stuff like that. And asked about, I don't know if everybody has this problem, but, like, I started talking to people and they'll never stop showing up to my house, like, every day. And my character, I took a personality test just because I didn't want to do the whole thing. And he's a lone wolf. He doesn't like people. He's a maniacal lone wolf that doesn't like anyone around him.
Mandark.
He gets a boost when he's at home with no one around. He gets like a confidence boost, like, yeah, I'm by myself.
He walk around talking shit. I'm big dog on campus here. This is my
by
place.
myself.
What you gonna do about it?
But does anybody have a problem? Like, I'm not calling it a problem, but every day a sim will show up to your house, maybe even two.
No.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Like, I almost never have people just randomly show up.
Most of my people in my world stay away.
Is there a reason, Jess?
Yeah. So your community will interact. Yeah. Sims do kind of show up and they're like, hey.
Send you text messages.
Especially if you're living in an apartment, your neighbors across the hall, if you're cooking, they'll show up and be like, hey, what's cooking good looking?
Nothing for you, get out. Get the hell out.
It's cool stuff like that. I'm not sure, there might be a setting that you can turn off to where,
like, social interactions off.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just I've never seen a game. Well, I've never played a game like Sims, so I wouldn't know how it acted. It was just like every day I was like, damn, you guys have other lives? The loner wants to be alone.
You have other friends? Like, what do you want?
I also know with the city living one, your Sims will actually get annoyed with their neighbors because your neighbors are really, really noisy. And like they'll go and they'll bang on the door and tell them to shut up.
What's funny about that to me is when your neighbors are being really noisy and there's like a party and stuff, there's like music notes floating from the door, so you know that it's a party, right? Versus if they're like in there arguing with each other,
there's like the hashtag and stuff.
Symbol, yeah, little symbols like they're cussing at each other, right? And then if they're being noisy because they're making love, there's little hearts floating from the door and like romantic like jazz music type thing.
Aw, that's kind of cute.
That's one of those funny things about Sims. Like they go above and beyond, I think, to make you know what's happening without you seeing. If that makes any sense.
Implication.
It is.
Implication.
Yes.
I will say it is as cute as it is. Your Sim will not go to sleep if their neighbors are being like that.
Oh,
And
And
that's-
you will have to go and tell them, hey, cut it out.
I turn off
In
my
order for your
needs, so
sim to-
And they're not nice about it either. Like that, your sim will go over there, and it's not no like small little knock on the door. Like they're punching that shit, and they're like, "Shut up!"
it's like it's the police.
Yeah, and then the neighbor sim will be like, well, I'm sorry you don't have a life.
Literally.
I'm sorry, you're not getting any. I gotta.
I'm sorry, you have no
I actually
friends.
I have a question for you, Steve.
Okay.
How do you feel about the Simlish?
I was just about to ask the question, like, what was your guys' favorite Simlish, at least quote or phrase? Because I thought the Simlish was actually kind of cute. Because there was a moment where I was giving a girl a massage, and my dude was like, and then she was like, yeah. You know what I mean? You knew that she was saying yes. It was, the Simlish is funny to me because, like, you can see them acting. It's like playing, not Pictionary, but like, what's the charades with
Right.
like they're doing charades with hand motions, and you get the little thought bubbles, so
Right.
you have to guess what they're talking about.
But it kind of tells you, but you still guess.
But there's some ones like you can understand what they're saying. Like
Right.
it's kind of, I don't know. Like the Simlish is good, but I would like to know, your guys' favorite or funny quotes about
I would probably,
Simlish.
I would probably have to say, like, I ain't gonna sit here and try to pronounce it, but when you start to make an enemy and you really want to piss them off is when you go up to them and you hit the button and they give you the options, like imply their mother is a llama.
Oh, yeah.
That shit's funny.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
he does
llama,
like
like-
a whole little motion and
That's
shit.
actually one of my favorite things about The Sims, all of the llama references.
Is the llama bad? Like,
No.
do they-
No, just The Sims has a thing for llamas, man.
It's like the first
great.
llama bank and shit. Llama restaurant, but it's for people. There's llamas all over the place.
You can get llama pets now.
Llama trophies.
Hmm.
T-shirts.
it just, because every time I would like, it would say like bullshit, but it was like llama shit. And it would wipe their foot off.
It ain't quite like that, but
Another
yeah.
thing I really like is if you've ever paid attention to the books on the bookcase, they all reference like actual books in real
Mhm.
life. One of the books, for example, in real life, Lord of the Rings, in The Sims, is Lord of the Swings.
That's pretty funny.
I like that.
I haven't looked through the whole thing, but I like the option that you can purchase manuals or you can purchase actual books.
The
Does it-
manuals are good for skills.
Yeah, they're really
Does-
good.
Do you get a skill for just reading books? Like, does it help your
Mhm.
intelligence or anything?
It helps reading, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your
Or writing?
logic skill.
Logic, that's what it is. Logistics.
Because I've always, like, I haven't done chess or anything, but I was doing the stargazing and reading the logic book. Kadawfi?
I do have a favorite sim quote, and I'm not ashamed of it. Yabby horn.
Yeah, you're.
They say
I hear
that shit
all the time.
at all kinds of times. I don't really. Sometimes
They'll say
when
it
they're excited,
angrily or
sometimes when
excited.
they're pissed off.
Yep.
Yabby horn. I don't know. I got like what was it Smyrna? And like, there's a few sim quotes that like when you hear that shit, like you know it. You know that's it right there. Like I don't know. They're really cool quotes.
Before playing this, I didn't know the language actually was Simlish. Someone just made that up. Like, Spanglish
Yeah,
or,
my mom speaks Spanglish. It's a real language.
and then Somalians. I didn't know. That's funny because it's called Somalians, but you would, like,
Samoans.
they got Somalians, man. That's cool.
Speaking of the simoleons, another little tidbit for you guys. I know Slice mentioned earlier that you can have a maximum of, what was it, like 199,000
$9,900,999
correct in your household inventory.
Yeah.
You can go in build mode and purchase a vault
Mm-hmm.
and put money from your house, transfer money from your household inventory into the vault. Now, fun thing about the vault is you can arm it with it's got like what do you call it?
Lasers, like laser beams.
Laser beams. Yep. And the
Lightsabers.
more money your sim puts into it, the more stuff spawns in it. Like
oh, like
first
the
it'll
more
just be a money
secure it is.
pile, and then it'll there'll be like some gold bars and jewelry, things like that. Your sim can go in there and woohoo. Another thing I love about The Sims is
everywhere.
the randomest places that you can woohoo. It's hilarious. I love it. The lighthouse, the bathtub, the closet, the bush.
So what's
on the
woohoo?
spot.
Oh, you know what the woohoo is now.
What's the woohoo?
That's the scoop.
That's the
That's
scoop.
the scoop.
What the fuck?
See,
I love how this game is just like that. It doesn't take it doesn't take too seriously, but it is serious sometimes. Because like serious things can happen, but it's funny to see him die. Some funny ways, like struck by lightning.
throw a helicopter at him.
Ooh,
I don't know about throwing a
I have
helicopter.
another tidbit for you. Speaking of lightning, I'm sorry guys. I know I keep doing this to y'all, but this one's funny to me.
She got her glasses on.
With the,
Stick them up.
with the seasons expansion pack, because you can have lightning thunderstorms, right? So if your sim gets struck by lightning, I think it's 3 times in a row, and doesn't die, then they gain the ability to summon a lightning strike,
Just one time,
and they have like little lightning bolts in their eyes.
but it's a one-time use, or they can't always now.
I don't think it's a one-time use. I think they have it for like a limited amount of time.
Oh, that's cool.
It can be Thor for a little while.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
no.
There's a cheat for it too. I used it because
She wanted to.
I really wanted to see it.
I'm not gonna wait for my
There's no way my Sim's gonna get struck by lightning.
3 times and maybe survive.
You just gotta go outside in a night suit.
I think it's 3 times. It might be twice, but I think it's 3 times.
Struck by lightning. Yeah. Superpowers. What are the superpowers?
What Shazam for a second, bro?
What can you like be like superpower wise in Sims? Supernatural superpower wise.
Well, you can be an alien for sure. You can be a half-breed alien. You can be a wizard.
Right.
You can be a
Vampire.
Vampire. You can be a werewolf.
Mermaid.
A
With
mermaid.
expansions. Alien is base game, but
Okay.
all the other ones are with expansions.
Okay.
What else was there besides mermaid? He's like a yeti or some shit.
How do you become like you have
that's
to make a character an alien, or can you become an alien?
Can't become.
The only way to become an alien would be, for example, I guess if you have a half alien baby with an alien.
And then
So
you
then-
become the baby.
Right. If you
Yeah.
start firing a baby.
Let the other guy die. Just,
Right.
Fuck your soul. I want it.
Like you just continue the legacy.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
So okay, that's pretty cool.
The vampire one thing I really like about the occults, that's what they're called, by the way. Occult sims, aliens, spellcasters, mermaids, werewolves, and vampires, they're called occult sims.
So they're already like marked as occult sims as after they become whatever they become, they're
Yeah,
occult sims.
out of the box. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's pretty cool the way they design those. So like the needs bar changes for each one, and they do gain superpowers. They can fight each other, and so those are always cool to watch because a regular ass sim can also fight a regular sim, and they just have like a stuff, right? And at the end of it, one of them will have a buff that a moodlet that they're dazed because they got beat up, and the other one will have a moodlet that they're confident because they won the fight.
Dazed.
Walking around like McGregor and shit. With the arms swinging.
But I'm guessing it
The,
gets
the
like a
funny
supernatural.
thing is, if you watch 2 Sims fight, sometimes when the fight breaks up, the one Sim that got his ass whooped walking around like he just didn't get his ass whooped.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, shit didn't hurt, son. I like the fights. I've only ever done like fights as like a regular people and as a wizard. And the wizard fights are kind of my jam. Because like I don't know how in depth the other fights are, but like your wizarding skill and strength and all that, plus like your wand and your familiars kind of help you in combat. And when you get into these battles, there's like multiple different ways where you can win or lose. And it actually like you try to see like a pattern coming. Like the stronger person that you're fighting, the more elaborate the combinations become to see who's going to win or lose the fight.
Or you can just fight a vampire like I did.
It just gets
and
smoked.
it just gets smoked. Like I was the buff guy because I made another one on Jess's server, and he was all buff and everything. Fought the first vampire, gets smashed 3 times.
Lucky he didn't bite you.
It was a she.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forget which girl you were fighting, but yeah, you shouldn't have. You lucky she didn't bite
It would have been great. I would have been like after 3 times.
you. No, I meant like eat you.
Oh, yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Out of it. So hold on. What happens if your sim dies like prematurely? Like you don't have anybody like family
Game over, start
game
again.
over. You
Yeah,
just start a new
it's
game.
like your character can just die random as shit too. Like some, what was it? I was working on like a mechanic shop. What is it where you build robots? The robotics lab.
Robotics.
I was working in the robotics station, and because I wasn't good at it, I kept electrocuting myself. I just kept electrocuting myself. And I think it was like the 4th or 5th time I electrocuted, I should have stopped fucking with it. I lost. Reggie died. So I had to reload my last save.
Yeah, I just him that was trying to put down her Murphy bed, and if the Murphy bed fell on her and crushed her,
Oh my
game
god.
over. I had just started the game too. Like nothing had really happened.
You
So
can have like
you made a whole character and she just like clumsy as hell.
Yeah.
And this
yeah.
did she have a perk? Clumsy? Clumsy?
Not that I recall. I don't really care to give my Sims that trait.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fuck this athlete up.
Speaking of,
Sorry. Oh. Let's get the Queen of Death out the way. Murdering. How do you do it, Mrs. Slice?
Depends on how I feel in that day.
No, I mean, how do you do it? Because you have moments where it scares me sometimes looking at them Sims.
Are you just scared because they look like you?
No, I just feel bad for them, and I remember they're video game people. Thank God you're not an actual god.
Yeah, that's the least.
I know most people don't feel like Wreck-It Ralph and like they're really living that shit down there.
Well, there's a bunch of people with tombstones, super RKOs, and
And there's a lot of people cursing my ass out.
Terrible.
helicopters, eels,
So
piranhas.
I am a big fan of mods, obviously. After a while, just the regular way of The Sims dying tends to get boring for me. So there is a mod that you can download, and it is called the Extreme Violence mod. Now, in that mod, you can join a gang. You can become a drug dealer.
Doesn't
and
a
then-
criminal count as being in a gang?
No.
No?
Oh,
I do find it really cool because there's another one that kind of ties into it. It's called the Life Tragedies. You can have somebody be kidnapped. You can basically give them a deadly disease. You can call serial killers. They have Jason. They have this little bride chick that comes out with a chainsaw and kills everybody. And then if you bring it back to the Extreme Violence mod, the best thing about it is if you really want that violence, they have the Catch Me Outside girl on it.
No.
And I'm dead serious. She will come to your house and beat the shit out of you.
Catch me outside.
strength 10.
How about that?
Strength 10. Like that's the only thing she's good at,
But
Whooping that ass.
whooping that ass.
non-deadly interactions are basically like, slapping, snatching the weave. You can snatch somebody fucking bald.
What the?
And when you get to more deadly interactions, my favorite is throwing a helicopter at people.
Don't you destroy the house if you do that?
Nope.
You pull them outside first?
Yep, they go out, they meet outside, and they literally just grab a helicopter and toss it at somebody. You have the spraying with a machine gun. You can do a drive-by.
What the fuck?
Sims meets Vice City.
It's literally
Kimberly.
like a GTA thing.
Kimberly edition.
Yeah. And then they have like the wrestling moves, like you can do a super RKO, you can do a pile driver.
You can kill somebody with a pile driver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like they literally grab these people, flip them upside down. They go about 12 feet up in the air, and they slam them down on their head.
Kinikuma.
You can choke somebody with a grilled cheese sandwich. There's always that. You can strike them with lightning.
Can't you just choke on a grilled cheese sandwich?
Then if you go back towards like the packs, like the expansion game, stuff like that, the werewolves, you can maul people because they have a rage thing going on. Vampires are fun. Vampires, you can either compel them for a small drink and be polite. You can compel them for a heavy drink if you're hungry. And then if you're really feeling froggy, like I do most of the time, you just drain their life force. And they stand there for a minute and they fall flat on their face.
Ain't no blade in The Sims.
No.
Oh, that'd be great if there was like his name's
Kimberly.
not Blade. It's like Weasley Stripes.
Nunchuck. I don't know, man.
And then
No, Weasley Stripes. No.
Weasley Stripes.
Because Wesley Snipes.
I hear you. Weasley Stripes.
And then the spellcaster, the Magic Realm mod, I believe that you can actually curse or hex people.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Which is also a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. Or turn them into inanimate objects.
Yeah, I saw that from Kadawfi. That's fucked up. That teen had a whole life to himself.
He's a fish now.
And he's not even a fish. He's a wood fish.
He's a fish now.
And then the mermaid mod actually has one. In the mermaid expansion pack, you can actually call a dark sea god to take care of somebody while they're in the ocean. You can summon thunder. You can summon rain. And then they also have a siren mod, which is like it's a siren's wishing well. And basically, you can take it over, and it gives out contracts. Like the price of it will be this many simoleons, you get this much out of it, or in most cases with me, it's your soul.
Whoa.
Do they get really good? Do they get good things? Or you just
Sure.
This should have been our Halloween episode.
what? Because Mrs. Slice likes to murder everything.
I don't murder
everything.
murder
So
everything.
I feel like 48 hours in sim time is hell for the people that play with you. 48 hours of sim time. That's like 20,
It's just
30
kind of like,
minutes.
oh,
Is she gonna feed us?
hiding in the corner.
We don't even have a stove.
I will give you this, though. Your architecture is beautiful.
Damn
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Damn beautiful. Same to you. Yes, it's Jess.
I haven't seen many of your houses, but the person that you just made, I like the side house with the bakery.
Thank you.
I think the best housemaker in the house though is probably Kadawfi Crutch.
Get the fuck out of here.
That tacky shit.
That shit look bad.
It's the only house I've ever made, and it's the best house ever.
Ever.
It has.
If you were 15,
Okay, so
Right.
I got a question.
you're just missing the stripper poles, man.
Don't need stripper poles. I got a bar upstairs.
Oh,
Okay, so I got a question for y'all. So out of all, well, not you, because I don't think you've actually built a house yet.
No.
So out of Jess and Kadawfi, which house out of all the places you've built or you've remodeled, like which would probably be your favorite?
So, I actually remodeled Dolphy's first house. I am very proud of it. It turned out fantastic. It was so beautiful. I made it with like this beautiful deck porch on the back with a what do you call it? It's not like an in-ground pool, but it's in the deck, right?
Yeah.
The pool.
The trailer trash pool. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't call it trailer trash. It was actually
He's just
very
mad
clean.
because you fixed his train wreck.
It's not a train wreck.
So I had this gorgeous chandelier I had this gorgeous chandelier in the entrance when you first walk into the house. It looked so much better.
It looks so much. It just looks so much better with his cobblestone walls and
golden
His basement
chandelier in this damn. No, she said she put a golden chandelier. She was describing the house. Liquid.
I didn't.
Non-listening
I definitely
ass.
didn't say a golden chandelier. I
Yes,
just
you
said
did.
a chandelier.
Swear she said gold. Okay, I wasn't listening either.
I know.
Look
So
at
Oh,
I've actually built a lot of stuff. One thing I was really proud of that I built was a romantic garden that was I made a maze out of hedges that led to like different statues and a little fountain. You could sit down by the fountain, and one part of the maze led to like a little place where you could have a little picnic and grill out and
Can you
um,
woohoo?
probably. I don't remember. I made it a long time ago. I've made restaurants. I made one that I was really proud of that was kind of like an outdoor type of restaurant almost. Of course, like they would make the food indoors, but all of the dining was outdoors with like cute little awnings over each table, not like umbrellas, but like I don't know how to describe it, but like
Like a canopy?
like a canopy over each table, and it had water all around it, and it was really pretty. I did a great job.
Pat
did a
yourself
great
on the
job.
back, why don't you?
I wanted to talk a little bit more about the deaths in The Sims because I don't play with mods very often at all, and so I'm actually quite familiar with a lot of the deaths that come in the game by itself. And I've had a lot of Sims die. You can die by cow plant.
Oh yeah, you can.
You can die by lightning, electrocution. You can die by fire. You can obviously you can like starve to death or die from exhaustion. You can die from obviously old age. You can die from like if you have an elderly Sim that woohoos too much, they'll die.
Death by
It's
snoo-snoo.
essentially dying from well, they call it dying from exhaustion, but
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome.
If you have a Sim that gets angry enough, they will basically have a heart attack and die. I had a Sim that a Sim family that I made, and one of my favorite things to do with couples that I make in The Sims is have them cheat on each other.
Yes!
So I do it all the time. So I had his wife cheat on him, but then he walked in on her cheating on him. And he was so angry that he had a heart attack and died. And I was a little mad about it because I was playing one of the challenges in The Sims. So when you load up a game, when you go to load a new game, you can choose a challenge that they've built into the menu. And one of the challenges was something like where you have two Sims and you put them both in the same career at the same level and see who maxes out the career first, right? And I was going to have him max out the career for like he was ahead of her anyway, like he was about to win. But then he got mad at her for cheating on him and he died, and so she ended up winning. And I was a little upset about that because I wanted him to win, but it's okay.
It's a
Like
real
winning by
schemy way
default.
to win. That's a real schemy way to win. Can't you die from like overexcitement or being too happy or
You
too
can.
embarrassed?
So, yes. Yeah, pretty much, and just about any emotion that your Sim feels too strongly, they could die from.
So you can die from very flirtatious, very
Well,
flirty.
not
I don't know.
You
okay.
die from blue balls.
Almost any emotion.
But I get what you mean because I was gonna ask the question, the anxiousness, like how my Sim is that he doesn't like big crowds. Can he actually die from that if he has too many people around him?
Like
I
social
don't think so.
anxiety.
I don't
Like
think
yeah,
so.
social awkwardness.
You should give it a shot.
I think they
No,
can be
'cause I
scared
like
to
to be
death.
scared.
Save the game. Just save the game before you go out.
Oh, that's true. I could do that. Does saving like save you at that moment?
Yeah.
Like you can. It's like right on.
Like if you save in the middle of woohoo, when you come back, it'll be the middle of woohoo.
Middle of woohoo. All right.
There'll be shoes and flip flops and shit going on with suntan lotion all over the place.
But it's really cute, all the little animations that they'll do. Like for you know, for the woohoos, if you're woohooing in the lighthouse, you zoom out a little ways, you'll see the top of the lighthouse, like where the light is, starts spinning in circles. It's a pink light as well, with little, of course, little hearts floating around it. If you have your Sims woohoo in the hot tub, the water
Comes out like a
heart. Yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah, there's like a lot of really, really cute animations about, I mean,
So-
really anything that the Sims can do. There's a cool animation to it somewhere.
And then you have Wicked Whim over here. Want to see everything. I do like how it's subtle. It's more implied than actual like doing it. Like I get what they're doing, but it's cute that way.
Yeah.
And I agree with Jess about that. That would be a cute little visual to see a lighthouse turn pink with hearts. I would. All right, Wicked Whim.
What?
You had some wicked shit to say, man.
Oh no, I was just giggling because you're like, oh, cute, love, heart. And I'm like, nah.
No, we saw Mrs. Slice. Can we say this? I was gonna say that.
Oh, yeah, Mrs. Slice Mods?
No, about the dude on the toilet fucking the bitch. Like on the toilet, open seat, everything.
So the Wicked Whims mod is not just for sex. It also has to do with pregnancy. So it can actually make your Sims have a period. You can control fertility rate. Normally when your Sims take a pregnancy test, they just sit on the toilet and be like, oh, she's pregnant or whatever. They actually take a pregnancy test.
Could you imagine if your terrible God not only gave you periods, but decided how often he or she actually
better.
decided everything about you?
It gets
not,
better.
Not everyone around, but just like you.
So have you also know like the time limit of the pregnancies? Like normally it's like what, 3 days to a week?
I don't know.
I can change it to where you go through every single trimester in 1 day, including birth.
In 1 day.
In one
And
sim
24
day.
hours.
Like, hey, I think I'm pregnant. Shit! No!
So it makes, there again, I'm a very impatient person. I don't like to wait. And then the cool thing is you can go see your obstetrician, gynecologist, whatever, and they'll actually do like ultrasounds. And you can get like your little ultrasound picture, and then they'll tell you like how many babies you're having. Because you can have, when you set the fertility rate, there's also something on there that it makes your chances of like twins going higher. So like I had one girl, she had like 5 babies. I thought she had one, but she had 5.
What the fuck?
Triplets, quadruplets, whatever.
Octomom ass.
Yeah, right. So then if you go into more of the realistic sex part of it, you've got like that pixelated square on your sim when they shower. That goes out the damn window. You can choose basically what they like, what they don't like, what attracts us.
In that way.
Yeah, like as far as like attractiveness, like, oh, if he likes red hair, if he likes brunettes, if he likes smaller women, if he likes bigger women, if he likes pale skin, dark skin, their physical traits that they like, you can change that. And then they have, it's called the Wicked Whims app on their phone. And it's got a fertility tracker. You can go to a fertility doctor. You get pregnant, you don't want it, you can have an abortion. And then you can get like bikini waxes and stuff like that. But now going back into like the actual sex part of it, oh yeah, you ain't under the covers. You see everything. And sometimes there is toys involved. And then there is you can be anywhere from just vanilla to BDSM to homoerotic. It doesn't matter. All of that is wrapped up in the package, and then you would just add more to your mod. Makes the game a lot more fun.
We go from like talking about the parts of Sims that are like really cute and affectionate and like really heart driven, and it can get borderline. It can get borderline, a little adult, like borderline adult, a little above teen. But apparently, the mod community wanted much more.
Listen, them mod people are freaking like trust and believe. What y'all have seen on my PC is vanilla compared to what's out there.
Like, I don't even really want to know. Like,
oh no, you don't want to know. Trust me, because it gets.
I didn't know Sims could be considered innocent until I heard about the modding community.
That's hilarious to hear.
But mainly, even though they still have like the the more realistic sex scenes or whatever, I really do like the Wicked Whims mod, especially for pregnancy, because it makes everything just like a little bit more realistic.
Just streamline it all.
I do kind of like that you have the option of having a
yeah.
Because sometimes, well, and you know what else I like? I like that you can change the odds of them getting pregnant.
Yeah, and it works that way for men too. So like if you make like a little household and you don't want to get pregnant, right? You can set your husband's, friends, roommates, whatever, fertility to 0. And so they're sterile. Same thing with female Sims. And there's actually an option. So let's say it gets randomized when your Sims are made. And you can actually choose to have your Sim go get sterilization surgery.
No, you just get fixed or spayed or neutered, huh?
Pretty much.
Oh. I kind of like how basic it is. Where like you can woohoo, and you can woohoo and try for baby, and sometimes just doing woohoo, you slip up and break the condom. I think that's okay. Like I've never even thought about getting so deep into their lives that like I make decisions about what makes their penis hard.
Well, that's another cool thing too. So within the Wicked Whims mod, you're able to buy pads, you're able to buy tampons, you can buy birth control, condoms, all of that.
So they're doing the pull-out method without the condoms.
Pretty much. So, like I said, I really like the mod itself as far as the pregnancy aspect goes of it. It makes it a lot more realistic.
Yeah. But only you want it for a day, though. You just said that you wait.
Listen, if I could carry a child for 24 hours and then give birth to it the next day and not have to go through the 9 months of torture, I'm down.
Just imagine.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be split in half. You'd be split right in half.
Like, just imagine how that would feel to let it just grow. Like, because in 9 months your body gets adjusted, but 24 hours, I don't think your body could get adjusted to a giant.
My mother
big ass head.
My mother told me that having a baby is something like taking a 9-month long shit that you've been waiting to take. So I imagine that like people that are like lactose intolerant, you would have like a milkshake, and then all of a sudden, like, how you gotta take that big one, when it's like burning your neck, you gotta take it so bad. Like
getting stabbed in the stomach.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kimberly's slice is describing that feeling in one day with having a baby. Just take some baby juice.
Well, see, though, because when you also have a baby, when you're having a baby, like right before you're about to give birth, you actually go through something called Braxton Hicks, which is actually a form of false labor. So you're feeling all of that without it actually happening.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think you would like to do that in one shot.
How long does it take for a natural pregnancy?
42 weeks, technically.
No. I'm talking about in Sims. We're talking about
You didn't
Sims.
specify. Yes.
All right, whatever. Just
Steve, I have a question for you. So you mentioned earlier something about having your Sim observe the sky.
Yes.
Is that right? Quick question. Do you have your Sim use the observatory or the telescope to do that?
My backyard isn't big enough for the observatory.
Oh, so you're using a telescope? So the reason I bring that up, though, is I'm curious if you've gotten the notification that a meteor is heading your way.
I don't think
If-
so.
If your sim uses the telescope to observe the night sky long enough, you'll get a notification that says a meteor is heading straight towards your sim. You better run for cover. And if you don't, if you stay right there and keep observing the sky, a meteor will hit your sim and you'll die.
Thank you for the tip. I was just trying to level up my logic skill. So I've been mostly in the day, and I'll do some stargazing once in a while, but I have not seen. And now I'm gonna start slowing down because I usually just go really fast when he's leveling up. I just leave it alone. So now I gotta watch to make sure that I'm not gonna get killed.
Yes.
I just look away at my
Yes.
phone and he's just getting murdered.
Come back to the Grim Reaper showing up. Damn. Look how they did you. Come on with me.
I'm glad you brought up the Grim Reaper because that's another thing I wanted to mention earlier.
He's my best friend.
The Grim Reaper's he's cool. So he'll come when your sim passes away, and he comes and he
You got an iPad now.
yeah he checks his soul inventory and I don't know whatever on his iPad and then he flings his
Scythe.
scythe
Scythe.
and he collects your sim's soul, and then if you're outside, a tombstone appears. If you're inside, an urn appears. And with so far from what I've seen with the with cats and dogs is the same, pretty much. However, with the cottage living expansion pack, when when the chickens die, he just comes and he pets their little heads,
No.
and then they just disappear, and it's so
Aw.
cute.
I would think that would be for the is that for the pets too?
So no, the cats and dogs they'll lay down dead, and he'll do his
I
his
thought
side
that'd
thing
be cute
and-
for the
and
pets too.
collect them.
I think the one thing about the Grim Reaper that really, really irritates the shit out of me, first of all, you can tell when that man gets there. Anytime somebody dies, somebody, he's always shaking his head. Like, that man has had a long day at work and he is sick of everybody's shit. But what makes me mad is, first of all, you're going to kill somebody or somebody's going to die, and he going to leave the mess right there and then go home like he didn't just do what he just did.
That wasn't him.
I don't give a damn. You're going to leave an urn in my backyard, or you're going to leave an urn in my house and then a grave in my backyard? No, sir, take it with you.
That's not his business. And I know you ain't
That's
about to
for you.
argue with the Grim Reaper.
Oh, I sure
You're not
will.
about to argue with death.
I fight death.
You keep the urn so that you can honor the dead.
Oh, no, ma'am. I demolish it. And then I laugh at it.
I like for my sim to strengthen the spirit, so that their ghost will come back.
And just hang out.
I got a little experience with that myself. I've only had one pet in The Sims, and it was a dog, little gray dog, and her name was Aswell. And Aswell was a great dog. I got her as a puppy. I think I customized her and whatnot. And when she passed away, I was really upset because I was like, but I liked Aswell. I like going on walks and sending her hunting because she bring back little gifts and shit.
Oh,
So I brought her back to life, sort of. I have a ghost dog living in my house.
so like Pet Cemetery
That's
type
right.
shit.
Just one ghost dog, just one, just one. And I turn her little needs off and let her be a ghost. Let her walk through the walls and shit. Have a good time.
I do like that your cats and your dogs and your horses can breed,
Mhm.
so they can have babies.
They can woohoo.
No, they can breathe.
Well, yeah,
No,
they
you
don't
encourage
breed.
them to breed.
Yeah, and they pretty much just do this cute little dance around each other.
Yeah, that's all you get, Steve. You don't get to see cat sex.
That's fine. I'm absolutely fine
Really,
with that.
really disappointed. Just them like,
No,
that's
I'm
it?
not.
That's all we get.
I just wanted to call it woohoo.
I
because
think
woohoo's
what
fun.
I
Can
really,
you get a
really
horse
like
to date a dog.
about the cats especially is have you ever seen how in some games that not necessarily Sims, but some games when they have cats, they don't really act like cats, they're just kind of there.
Yeah.
So the Sims, your cats, they're climbing on the counters, they're knocking shit over, they're
Scratching the sofa.
Scratching the sofa. They're peeing on shit. They're being assholes.
You get a nice real life experience with cats and Sims.
What about dogs?
Dogs too, I would say.
Dogs are pretty
The
good.
dogs are assholes in that game.
Dogs are a little annoying.
You know what else I like about when you're in Create a Sim and you go to make a dog or a cat
Mhm.
or a person in your Sim household, certain breeds will come automatically with like one or two traits already attached to them that are based on that breed. Like this like a Dalmatian, for example, will be like, well, this breed of dog actually is very active. So they'll have that trait already, which I think is kind of cool that they implemented that.
Yeah, like certain cats, like they have like the independent trait. I feel like the glutton should be universal because every single cat I've ever met, if they can see the bottom of their food bowl, it's empty. If they can see a quarter of their food bowl, it's still empty. Fill it back up.
You can't leave like a kernel. You fill it up. Stop playing.
Stop playing.
One thing I like about the Horse Ranch pack is it came with mini goats and mini sheep that your sim can put in their inventory.
What?
You just carry a mini goat in your pocket.
Oh,
I like
just
that.
put it on your leash. Just put it on a little keychain.
And you can just release it wherever.
like in Minecraft. Just that one little leash.
I really like the cows in Sims.
The cows or the cow plants?
No, the cows. So one of my houses that I've just built is a legitimate like ranch house. It's got really nice farm style doors, everything else like that, and you've got the barn for the horses, and then I have a little area for the goats and the sheep, chickens. I have tons of chickens, and then unfortunately the cow it doesn't really let you put it anywhere you want to. You can't just have it free roaming. It stays in its little shed. But your cow also tends to have a personality too. Like I've noticed some cows that I've had, they're pretty chill, they're laid back, and then some other cows, they're just spicy.
They're just spicy.
Those are the ones that make good jerky.
No, it's a good steak.
And jerky.
And I will say another thing I like about the those type of expansion packs, whether it be the ranch or the cottage living, I really like the fact that like your sim bakes fresh bread, your sim can cans like grow a garden, can vegetables, stuff like that. I think that's really cool too, and they can actually trade it.
I like the Sulani expansion.
Yeah,
You got to go to the beach. What's it called?
Island living.
Island living. I like that expansion. I think that was like my favorite expansion that I played with.
Do you guys have a specific world that you guys always pick or always want to be a part of? Or do you always try to like go to the next one after that or pick a random one? Or at least what's your favorite world?
I like to explore the other worlds and see like what's around and stuff. And you know, especially when a newer one comes out, I'm really a big fan of like just walking around the parts of town that they'll let me walk around. Because like you can't go everywhere, just on land or just as your sim. But like again, click on stuff and see, you know, what's this? What is that?
Like Strange Reveal, you can like walk off your property and look at stuff.
Right. Like every town has cool little shit in it. You just gotta find it.
Gotta explore.
I think if I had to pick, I kind of stay between, was it Sleepy Hollow or Forgotten Hollow? I stay between the Vampire World. I stay between, Mountain, whatever it's called, Mountain. Thank you. The Snowy Escape, and then I really, really like the werewolf one as well, because the werewolf one, yeah, you're able, once they get their skill set high enough, there's like little caves that they can actually explore.
When I create a sim, I will put them in a world based on what that sim's personality is like. If I make a kind of an outdoorsy sim, then she's probably going to live in Hemford-on-Bagley on a farm maybe, or she'll have a horse farm in what's the new world called? Sandridge or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
For the horse ranch pack. Or she might even live in Oasis Springs. Somewhere real hot and desert like possibly. Versus if I make a more modern style sim, she's probably gonna live in like San Myshuno in an apartment, in a city type area. Or if I make kind of like an average, or maybe just like an average sim would probably live in one of the base game worlds like Willow Creek. I do like Newcrest. That's the empty world. That's meant for you to just create it however you want it to be. I really like that. So sometimes I will try to like go through the gallery and find other people's stuff that they've made and fill up Newcrest and play in that.
I will say that world in particular, I don't necessarily have anything in it yet. I like the size of the lots and everything, so it's more of a matter of that world's kind of like waiting to be like inspired to see what I want it to be.
Yeah. So, and speaking of making lots for your world, and the lot traits are actually really cool, guys. I don't know if y'all have explored lot traits very much. So there's one trait. I made a community pool once, because they added a lot trait that's clothing optional. So I made a clothing optional community pool.
So you made a nudist cult.
Bunch of
basically
old dudes around.
Hairy balls and titties down to here.
But there's another lot trait that's like I forget what it's called, but basically your sim can only cook things with ingredients that they actually have in their inventory. So like where your sim can normally just go to the refrigerator and cook some eggs and toast, if you have this lot trait on, then your sim will actually have to have eggs in their inventory in order to make eggs and toast.
So what you're saying is like,
It gives a little more challenge to it.
Yeah. You can do that with any. You can do that with any lot that doesn't have a house already on it. Make it off rip.
Even if it's already got a house on it, you can still go into build mode and go to the lot trait panel, and some of them already have lot traits on them. You can just delete them and set your own. And then of course the ones that don't have any on them, you can choose whatever you want.
So this game is absolutely 100%. You can do whatever you want.
You are God.
Just about, The Sims 4, it's almost limitless. I love The Sims 4 for that. You can be anything, anywhere, anybody, anyhow, anytime.
Does Newcrest, do you act like, okay, if you're making multiple people for Newcrest, do you control all those families, or can you just let that family do whatever they want to?
So when you're playing with one, because obviously you can only play one household at a time.
Yeah.
So when you're playing one household, the other households around you will, like, their lives will continue. I believe there's a setting for that to where you can edit like exactly what happens in the other households. You can go in like your neighborhood changes panel to edit like whether or not Sims will die in other households, or whether or not Sims will adopt in other households. You can edit whether or not Sims move out. Because they'll do that. They'll
move out.
They'll adopt a cat. They'll have a baby. They'll die. And you can actually tell what's going on in your neighborhood by going to your mailbox. Click on your mailbox, click check neighborhood stories or something like that, or check neighborhood changes, and it'll show you a little notification bubble
I think it said gossip, but
that'll
I get
tell
what
you.
I get what
Yeah,
you mean.
it'll tell you what's going on around the town, and it'll say, "Oh, so and so moved out, or so and so moved in, or so and so had a
Cool.
baby."
That's one thing I really, really like about that is because life doesn't just pause for everybody. Like you don't just go back to The Sims and everything's the same in one certain house. Like you can make a whole entire new family, but they'll go to the bar and then you'll start seeing like Sims and stuff from houses that you've built.
Yeah.
They go to the bar. So like they're still living their lives. So I think that's a really cool feature instead of it just being like, oh well I made this family. Well they're stuck here until I decide to do something.
Yeah.
And they'll completely like interact with your sim in
Self-sufficient.
itself. Yeah. And there's also a thing where like let's say like your sim's at work and you decide to go to work with your sim and your family's at home, there's actually like a little zigzag arrow in their picture and you click on that and you don't have to worry about their needs because they'll care for themselves.
If not, you'll come home to shit all over the place.
Well, you can select, like you don't have a lot of options, but they give you a few options of what to have your Sims doing while they're at home. When you're with your Sim at work, you can have your Sims at home tidy up, for example. You can have them take care of their own needs, and you can also have them work on building a specific skill.
I haven't found the build a specific skill. I always take my needs off. I don't want to feed myself.
I think
Do you have
they have
multiple-
to be already working on a skill in order for that one to pop up.
Do you have
okay.
multiple Sims in your household?
Nope, just got one.
I see. Yeah.
Oh, it's for the ones that you're not controlling.
Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
But all in all, just the possibilities with Sims, it's endless. I mean, there's thousands upon thousands of different things you can do, things you can create, and like I said, probably like one of my most favorite things is I like to be God, and I also have a God complex. So
A deadly god, not just God. A deadly god.
The god of destruction.
you married
Pretty
me.
much. Anybody have any questions they want to ask? Concerns?
I can jump in more if y'all want to keep going.
I like what we talked about. We pretty much skimmed the surface of pretty much everything, or not everything we could do, but the base
Yeah,
game.
I mean,
of
there's so much to The Sims.
I
We
think-
can talk
I
about
think
it
what
for
needs to
hours.
happen,
Yeah.
like now this is just off this. I think what needs to happen is y'all two need to play more. And start scratching the surface of getting into different mods and stuff like that, and then doing it for part two.
I'll make another kid. I have it here.
I still want Strangeville.
I can go further.
I really, really like Strangerville.
Strangerville is probably one of my personal favorite packs. So the thing that I love the most about Strangerville is despite The Sims being so unlimited, Strangerville does give you sort of a structured path to follow. That again, you don't have to because it is The Sims. You can do whatever you want. But there is a storyline there that you can follow, and it's really fun. I actually really enjoyed Strangerville.
I like the fact that you can, like, Strangerville is very good for nosy people like myself. Because you can actually plant bugs on people. And you can monitor what they're saying and stuff from a computer.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
You
It's
guys don't
awesome.
trust nobody.
Not in Strangerville, you don't.
But you can what you have to do is you go up to another sim to plant the bug on them, and your sim will like hug the other sim
And then
and try to sneak it on like their collar or something like that. There's a chance that your sim will get caught doing that.
Just like losing a fight or like flirting or something. Or
you can also
telling
join
a
the
joke.
military in Strangerville.
Oh, okay. Final thoughts, anybody? I'm definitely going to play Sims 4 again. I don't know how much I'm going to play, but I didn't see any problem with it. It's just not a game I've never picked up and played a lot of. It's not my style of game, but it was enjoyable
It's
for what
right
I
up
did.
my alley. I love The Sims 4. It's very relaxing. It's one of those games, and for me personally, growing up, I played dolls a lot.
Mhm.
I was real big with Barbie dolls especially. I love playing with dolls. I used to even like draw little like paper dolls and cut them out and play with those. Because I didn't like if I didn't have like the mermaid Barbie or things like that, so I would like draw little mermaid characters and cut them out and play with them. I was very big on that sort of thing, and for me, The Sims is like playing dolls, but on a computer. I don't know. I just like it.
Final thoughts.
So my final thoughts are probably just gonna be I am heavily addicted and I can stop anytime I want.
It's not how addiction works.
The first step is admitting you have a problem, but I don't want to recover.
That's cute.
Oh, thanks.
I'm a big fan of The Sims. Sims 4 is really cool. To my understanding, Sims 3 and Sims 2 were like the bee's knees of Sims.
Mm-hmm.
However, never playing Sims for real before, I feel like they gave me a lot of content personally, a lot to enjoy. I've been able to take one guy and build a monster family. Again, 3 kids, 2 baby mamas. He's his own baby mama. I look forward to continuing down the path and maybe checking out his legacy kids and seeing what more shit I can get into, following different trails and different paths and maybe rebuilding that raggedy beach house one day. For me, Sims is super fun. I love the music. I love the little pets, the interactions, all the cool things you can do about it. And like the Roman Empire, I think about it at least once a day.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I have been Liquid Gold Steve, and thank you, yes, it's Jess. Thank you, Kadawfi Crush. And thank you, Mrs. Slice, for partaking in this podcast tonight.
Y'all have a good night.
Don't forget, check us out on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I mean, really anywhere you can catch us at. All at The Fighting Couch Potatoes. And at TikTok, it is the FCPS. You stay classy.
Not trashy. Unless you're Beyonce.
And thanks for stopping by.
Was that bad?